welcome everyone to 2012 Inbox Love. Is everybody checking their email right now? Yeah?
It's a little slow start with the rain and traffic, so appreciate you all being patient with us. We got a bunch more people outside that'll be filtering in right now. But we're really excited. It's going to be a great day today, and we're all ready to show the love.
Yeah. And I'm Jared Goralnick. I'm with AwayFind, and
I'm Josh Baer with ReturnPath and OtherInbox.
And the two of us put this event on together with 500 startups, and I actually just yelled at the 500 startups folks to bring folks in, but Sheila and Sabrina are in the back there, and they were also taking care of registration down there. So we're really excited to have 500 startups here as a partner, as well as many other folks we'll be thanking in just a moment. You can see behind us all the information about the event. It'll keep cycling through, and also during the breaks. This event is being live streamed, so if you go to inboxlove.com, you can see it there, and of course you can use the hashtag #InboxLove and things like that. So to kick off the event, we actually wanted to do a little bit of history about what's happened since the previous event. I'm going to kick off that.
Yeah.
So give me 1 second here.
So while he's pulling that up, I think we've got a lot of great programming lined up for today, a lot of really interesting topics, particularly that apply if you're building, this is all about people that are building stuff on the email ecosystem. There are lots of email marketing conferences you can go to full of email marketing people. There are a number of anti-spam kind of fraud conferences, I think like MOG's going on right now. And this isn't those. This is for all of us, all the people actually building stuff on top of email and trying to make email better and do new things with it and innovate on it. What's really special about it is the people that are in the room here, because this group doesn't get together very often. And primarily, we've got product people here from the largest email providers in the world that are out there making decisions about what to build, researchers figuring out what's happening with email, and then founders and CEOs and CTOs of startups that are all building things. And that's a really interesting mix that we're really excited to have here together. So the programming today is going to be great, but we also have a number of breaks through the day, because the other thing that's really important is just getting to meet each other and talk to each other that you probably wouldn't get the other opportunity for. So please take full advantage of that.
And now that we've got everybody in here, now it's a good time to thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
So first off, I'd mentioned 500 startups before. Could you guys, if you're in 500 startups, please stand up?
We have Paul here too. Thank you.
Lots of folks. Amazing to see the room just fill in. This is great. Thank you guys all so much for coming. Some other folks here. We have Constant Contact. Where are you guys represented? Awesome. We've got some more folks coming. We've got Yahoo here. Yahoo in the house, in the Microsoft house. We know they're here. They're just hiding. We've got Rackspace. Rackspace folks. Wonderful. Microsoft and Microsoft BizSpark. Anybody from there? 1 or 2 or 10?
A whole bunch.
Awesome. We've got GE General Electric. We've got .co. We've got MailChimp, who said they couldn't make it today, even though this is very much their space. And any folks from Gunderson here today? Gunderson Detmer. And also Amazon Web Services. This event would not be possible without our sponsors, so thank you guys so much. We're going to kick this off with a little bit of history over the last few months, and then we'll turn the stage over just to Microsoft to welcome us here, and then bring in our first speaker. And we're starting about 15 minutes behind, but we have no trouble making that up, so thank you guys all again. So, if you'd like.
Sure. So really what we try to do is just take a step back. The first Inbox Love was about 18 months ago, and it was a great event. It was here, one thing we just did was just went and looked through the headlines of what's happened since then, and I think it's a great kind of state of the union about what's been going on with email. So one of the first things that happened was AOL unveiled Project Phoenix, its new webmail app. That was kind of a big deal when it came out. I don't know that it seems like it kind of went along. I got my love.com email address through that. I was really happy about that. I'm josh@love.com. Responsys went public. That was a pretty big deal in email. Another, a good IPO with an email service provider, Responsys. It's been around for a long time. OtherInbox, my company, was acquired by ReturnPath. You'll see there's another announcement about another acquisition today, which we're really excited about. What?
What's in this?
I don't know if it is.
It is.
I think it might be. But that's going really well. It's been about a year now. Our team's more than doubled in size, and our panel continues to grow. We've got about 3 million people that have signed up. Exact Target had a big IPO. That was another big deal, and is really one of the I think one of the leaders in the email space right now as far as a market cap depends how you measure the email space, but as a standalone company, driving it, and then also getting acquisitive as well. There has been some controversy around Facebook.
Yeah, this was kind of fun. Everybody remember we were all fighting for our Facebook page, and then eventually that came into our the URL that we got at the end of the namespace, and then that became our email addresses. And then at a certain point, they decided to flip the switch, so that became our only email address listed on the site, which is not that big of a deal. I mean, maybe. But then when you synchronize your mobile device to it, and you lose all the contacts that you have, their regular email addresses. So there's some very interesting things about identity and email and how all that plays out. And even though social networking is different than email, it's amazing the interrelationship between the two.
And I think another interesting thing there is that your email address really is your identity in a lot of ways. It's your single sign-on that works across everything. And that's a pretty interesting play where your social identity is starting to become that in many other cases. Yahoo had a big change. We've seen a couple different CEOs at Yahoo over the past couple of years. And personally, I'm certainly very encouraged by Marissa coming on. I think this is probably one of the best moves they've had in a long time. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of changes at Yahoo Mail that come out of that and from her perspective. So I think big things to expect there.
Well, Sparrow, that's a pretty big deal. So there are still many mail clients out there, but not as many as there were just a few years ago. There's been a big change in terms of how many major mail clients there are and how many webmail apps there are. And Sparrow is one of the more popular of the independents, and they've joined Google, which is great for the Sparrow team. They came from France over to here to Mountain View and working on the future of email, but really interesting acquisition in the space.
Yeah. Microsoft launches Outlook.com, and I think everybody was really pleasantly surprised. We got a really fresh take from the Hotmail feel, and I think this is somewhat of a theme here with with AOL, with Outlook. Who knows what else is coming next? Email's not standing still, and it continues to be innovated on, and so I think that was obviously really significant. Fluent shut down, and that was kind of a big bummer for everybody. Everyone's kind of like, there's a lot of expectations, and nobody likes to see email startups not work or go out. But they shut down and didn't continue. Just recently, we had another acquisition, Exact Target, starting to get acquisitive and picked up Pardot.
And that's interesting too, because you've seen this merging of the worlds between the email service providers and the marketing automation companies. As they're both starting to go into each other's territories. One being more B2C in terms of the outreach for the audience versus the other being more B2B. And now the fact that they're getting into both spaces, and also just that whole plethora of data that's being added to things. So it's no longer about segments. It's now about really behavioral targeting. So you're seeing so much more happening now where ESPs are getting into that marketing automation space. I'm sure there'll be more.
I'm sure. And then we have another new AOL client.
Just last week.
Which looks really interesting. It takes emails from commercial senders and puts them into stacks and folders, and sounds like a great idea to me. I love it. So it looks like a really nice implementation. I actually don't have my beta account yet, although I've asked for it.
You might not want to keep going through the slides.
So cool. So and that's I think that's the update for where we are. So that kind of catches us up from the last Inbox Love up till now. And today we're going to talk about a lot more things around all those topics around this ecosystem, around distribution, around data, around what's changing in email marketing, and a lot of other really interesting topics.